All right, I'm going to take a moment and show you the kind of carts I use to pull around boats. We got a lot of walking to do with boats around here, too much to carry. Some of these are really heavy, and some of these are store-bought, and some of these are handmade or repurposed items that others might find useful. So that's why I wanted to make this video. All right, I'm going to start taking them out, and we're just going to talk about each one. All right, for all my sit-on-top kayaks, what is a sit-up-on-top kayak? Is one that you sit on top. And they're distinctive because they have these holes in them. As you can see, this one has holes. Those are called bilge holes. And what happens is you can also plug them like this one is to keep the water from coming in the winter. But it's still, it's a pretty small boat. It'll come in over the sides. It's not the best winter boat, but they're great in the summer, and the water comes up and goes back down, so they're easy to get in and out of, and so forth. But because they have these bilge holes, you can buy these, what I call a spike cart. It's probably not what the name is. I've got to drain the water out of this one anyway, so I'm going to take it off the spikes. As you can see, that spike system fell down. And it's a pretty cool invention. The spikes aren't the same, the holes aren't the same on each boat, so you have the ability to adjust these, and then you got a little kickstand if you want to use. So I never use the kickstand, but it's a pretty cool cart. They the cheapest you're going to get it maybe 40, easily 60. A lot of them go up to 150. Most carts for kayaks, let's say average price at 100. Maybe 150 for some better brands or whatever, what they think are better brands. And I personally find it a little offensive because I don't think there's that much going on here. The spike carts I'd still just buy because you can get them, like I said, $30, $40. This one was one of the lower ends, and it looks pretty fancy here. I will say the thing I'm finding, this is an old boat, an old Scrambler. It's like the first ever ocean kayak. This thing is, I don't know, 30 years old, maybe 20, 30 years old. And putting the spikes in these, I don't know if they helped cause it, but I actually got a little crack around one of the scupper holes there. And that could have been because I was putting on and off of a spike cart. I don't know. And so I got a little bit of a leak in this guy now. And it's hard to get them to patch, especially around the scupper holes or bilge holes, however you want to call it. All right, well, that's this one. Okay, I've drained the water out of this guy, and I've put him back on. I call this one Blue Baru. Baru is the original ancestral root of alligator. And I put this video back on because I wanted to say also, the thing about these spike ones, they're really sturdy. Once you got a boat on here, they're really mobile, and you can adjust and move around really nice instead of an end cart. End carts are ones you put on the end. Why? They're called end carts. But these spike ones, they're a little hard by one person. Like, you have to pick the boat up with one hand, then you have to pick the cart up with the other hand, and you kind of have to feed the spikes through these holes on the bottom side. And, it's a workout. You got to have some strength to do that, or two people. So, also consider that when buying a spike cart. All right, now let's take the old baby jogger stroller out. Now, this one kind of rides the boat in the air. A couple of things. I started doing it this winter. A couple of things I'm worried about is in the summer when it's really hot in there, would a boat maybe get slightly deformed sitting in this position? Maybe. I don't know. We're going to figure that out. And you have to have a boat that will fit in this much space. Could also get a double stroller. So let me back up and just say, what is this? This is an old baby jogger stroller. So take all the webbing out and the nylon, and you end up with a nice frame. I was originally going to cut it up and make an end cart out of it, and then I realized once I took off all the stuff, it's kind of ready to go as it is, and this was kind of a cool thing. Now, the bad news is you have to pick this boat up and take it out. So I need two hands to just pull that boat out. And this thing came on here. It was so the back of the baby stroller could lay down. And I just kept it as an extra support. You can see it also can potentially get stuck. I have a wine cork in for my water thing because this old boat did not have a wine stopper, and instead of buying one on Amazon, I just took a wine cork and put in there, and it fit and it works. So this boat is a vapor. It's an old town boat. It is a sit-in boat, as you can tell. There's no holes to drain, and these sit-ins often have styrofoam inside. They have built-in seats. They also have something really nice, which is these foot pads, places to put your feet. I really like this boat. It's again a Vapor 10-foot. It's almost like a Porsche Boxster. You sit right in the middle, so it's very nimble. It tends to not track if you're not paddling. It'll turn sideways and stuff when you stop paddling, which is a little annoying, but it's super fast. This is probably my fastest boat, and it is very nimble out in the water, and so I like it a lot. Just for that. So on this stroller concept, there are a couple things to consider if you're going to go this route. And by the way, I was talking about prices. This thing cost me nothing. I got this for free, which is pretty awesome. Sometimes you can pay $20 for them. Sometimes they want $200. Obviously, don't buy that one. Buy the one that's free or $20 because it just works just fine. And you can choose to buy with the rotating front wheel. This one does, but I have another one I haven't converted yet that I'm just still using as a baby jogger for grandkids that has a straight wheel on it. And I think either one it's going to be fine. So I was talking a minute ago about, and I don't know if you saw that, but this thing kind of leans a little bit. You could flip this thing over. If the wind's blowing, it blows over. And that's the real problem with this strategy is the wind hits this thing and this thing blows like crazy. So on a windy day, it's a bit of a workout. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy because this thing will go over anything. If you got two hands on it, you can push it all the way down there, and it's super easy. All right. Okay, this is the next one. This one I'm super excited about because it's a bicycle stroller. I actually have the handlebar here and the extra tire, so it can convert. I'll take it apart outside, but you can put this thing back together with a couple toggles, and it's a baby, adventure cart. And then you fold it back down, and now it makes a boat cart. So what's good and bad about this one is it's a little less mobile. Like if I was trying to make that door turn, it's a little difficult. I have to get back out a little bit. Have to get way over here to do it, or maybe push it out backwards. Not too big a deal. You just got to know your cart. This boat is a Sin FS10. It's technically a fishing boat. It comes with a raised seat and all that good stuff, but we're talking about carts today. We'll take this off. I just took a couple bungees, you can see here. I'm going to try another boat on this in a minute too. Take this bungee off. And then these last two. And we'll lift the boat off. Oh, my paddle hit. Sorry. Little paddle grabber there. I don't know if that's perfect or not, but really nice when you're out on the water. It holds the paddle. So like I said, this is just an old baby bike stroller, and again, got this for free. And I don't know if I can do it with one-handed while everybody's watching. I got to get some of these things out of the way if I'm going to do that. There we go. And then this middle section just lifts up. Sorry, you're not seeing it. The middle section lifts up and pop it in there. And I bought this little toggle pin, took the screw out of it. Prefer to do this with two hands. And I'm not going to, well, yeah, I will. Fight me a little bit. There we go. All right, so now you can see you put the wheel back on the front and the handlebars on the back, and you got a little thing to ride the kids around with a little dog. and you're back to a baby cart. And the bicycle part is still under here, so you could technically still hook it up to a bike, but we haven't yet. All right, we're going to try the big tandem on this thing. All right, and see how now it works. For Karen, this one's called Karen because they bought the boat from a guy. His daughter's name was Karen, and it has a Karen face, like kind of a Karen meme face here, I think. This one is interesting in that I built this cart. The guy that owned the house before me had was a lawnmower guy, had some old, I don't know, 50s lawnmower wheels sitting around, and I took some boards and built what I call an end cart. It goes on the end, and it works okay. The wheels are so small and hard. This boat is super heavy, by the way. I'm gonna turn it. I gotta get it all the way. This is the problem with these end carts and big boats, is you gotta do some wrangling to get them to fit through the doors. This one should not be down here on the back end. It should be a more mobile boat. All right, so let's see if we can get out now. Probably not. I'm gonna have to do a push off. Let's see if we can push this thing off. There we go. We're gonna put that one back in a different spot. We're also gonna try this boat. Okay, get the wheels past. Try this one on the bike carrier that we have out here. This is a little more sturdy and flexible. All right. Again, this one just has a 2x4 or a 2x3 and a big old crank bolts. This was obviously free. Had those bolts from an old deck, and had this kind of hooked in up here because I also hooked this off an old bed sitting around in the basement tool room, and fashioned this guy together. And I absolutely made it out of too little wood, but I just was a little thin on wood, so I made it out of this and expect it to break. Surprisingly, it has lasted quite a while, but very functional and free if you use stuff you already have. So now we're going to try this girl on the bike one. I'm going to have to do a little bit of manipulation here. Think about right there. And the first question is, does it actually fit? Let's get this a little bigger. Does it actually fit between the wheels? Looks like it might. Straighten this thing up a little bit. Yeah, might actually work. Now we don't have our cleats on this one, so I don't know how I'm going to hook it in. This one's going to go up here. This one is definitely going to go up here. We got two hooked in. And I think this one will hook into that. It's not really pulled hard. Might work. All right. Fight me. Okay. Let's see. Seems to work great. Let's flip it. All right, so we'll walk around a little bit. Yeah, I'm not having any problems. Turn. All right, so these bicycle strollers go really well with an Old Town Tandem. This is an Old Town Twin Heron. Monstrous. It's a great boat, though. It's got a really strong middle keel, so you can ride as a single paddler and you don't lose your keel, so you get a really nice tracking. And it paddles really nice as a single boat, a single solo paddler, or as a tandem. Now I will say, as a solo, if the weather's rough or you're really trying to go fast, this thing's like a Suburban. It's really, you got to do some pushing. It's got some meat to it. It's about 70 pounds. This one, by the way, is 60 pounds, so it's not that much lighter, but a little easier to paddle. And this one, this Sin, doesn't go fast either. It's really nice cruiser boat, but you try to step on it, it does not step on easy. All right, well, I'm out of breath from pushing that thing around, but it worked pretty well. So now let's go get our wooden one and try it on the Ascend. See if we have full adaptability here. And I'm assuming this little section here is going to slide. So I'm going to need to bring the boat back. And I have to really bring it back to get that spike to go in between the seats. So to set it on there pretty nicely. Had to move my paddle up. It rubbed the wheels. Just no big deal. Nice lovely day finally and don't have to wear a jacket. And I'll just give this a quick pull. Yeah, we're good here too. Oh, and that's the problem with this boat, this end cart with the bike tires. It hits a pine cone or a tree limb and has more apt to just jam up and stop. And when it stops, that thing shoots out. So you have to like pull this down. I mean, it could hook to these. I could tie it up with this mooring strip if I wanted to. Just wrap that around here, and that would probably keep it down. But as soon as this pops up, you're done. You need that to stay down. All right, well, I have bored you enough with all my homemade and repurposed carts. Hope it helps you out and saves you a little money for a new paddle. Talk to you later.